Oh, all right. 1932, the world's first electric guitar. The LFA, the final LFA cover. Okay. All right. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless Wonder the Man Lincoln Clay, and we are back with another live stream of GT7. I think it's been at least a week since I've streamed GT7. It might have been 2 weeks. I felt I needed the break. Um, how do I say it? I mean, I know I've said it before. Um, I think you've heard me talk about the dirty driving in online racing had just become nauseating. Um, in a situation that I plan to talk about, I was going to do it this week, but I didn't get around to doing it, and that is the 120 hertz reprojection. As I feel that is a glaring issue with PSVR 2. Um, I don't is it for me. It's not a deal breaker, but you certainly can't miss it. I think with I'm going to touch on this probably tomorrow because I think tomorrow what I'm going to go ahead and do is talk about the 120 hertz reprojection. Give my 4 month evaluation of PSVR 2 because it's been out, I believe, a little bit over 4 months now, and tell you at this point what I'd recommend PSVR 2. Um, versus PC, if I would even recommend PSVR 2 at all. I plan to give those thoughts. It's a weird looking BMW. So I know there was a couple other things I wanted to say before I jump into a race. That one thing I definitely wanted to talk about. I was going to put this in a title, but I didn't want it to have a negative tone. And for those of as you guys may or may not notice, there's no cameras. If you see me at the moment, whenever I stream GT7, if you see the camera and the brake pedal camera and the overlays up in the corner and stuff, it's because I'm running my PS5 through a capture card into a PC. And right now, I'm just streaming directly from the PS5. Therefore, you don't see a camera, and I don't have a chat window. And I think that is, I think when it comes to streaming, Sony has not made PSVR 2 streamer friendly. I think one of the things that was advertised about PSVR 2 was the ability to use your PS5 camera while streaming. We're 4 months into the life cycle of this headset, and we haven't seen it yet. There's no mention of it. Also, chats don't pop up inside the headset. And I know that Sony can enable that because if someone sends me a direct message into the PlayStation, I'll get a notification flashing inside the headset that I received a message from whoever, and I think you can hit the PlayStation button to open that message and view it within the headset. So I know that it has the ability to display chat whenever you're streaming, but they haven't enabled it yet for some reason. So that is clearly a software update whenever they get around to it. The camera, I'm not so sure about. Um, why we haven't been able to camera, I don't know. Uh, I think it could be me. It could be. It could be related to me saying what I've said on a number of occasions, that I think the PS5 is underpowered for VR, and this game right here, GT7, with the compromises that I've seen in this game, has convinced me that they had to take every shortcut possible to squeeze every drop possible out of the PS5. And I don't know, maybe allowing the use of the camera may add even more weight, to the console, and could make for a bad experience playing this game, for example. I know there's some games out there that's not demanding at all, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to use the camera, but I'm sure, whenever they do it, it's going to be across the board. Either you're going to be able to use the camera on all games or no games, and at the moment, it's no games. And I just don't know why we don't have it yet, and that's a little bit disappointing. And I don't know. Speaking of this game, and speaking of the compromises of this game, I want to show you guys something. We're kind of going to go directly into a single player race. That's one of the things that made me jump back into GT7 is, for one thing, I'm wearing a different set of glasses. So things that I see in the distance aren't as blurry as when I was wearing more powerful glasses. My vision changes depending on how much carbs I take in. And so when I take in a lot of carbs, sometimes my vision gets blurry, and I have to wear glasses that are a little more powerful. But if I take in less carbs, or if I work out more than usual, it helps burn the carbs off, and then I can, wear a little less powerful glasses. So I think right now I'm wearing glasses that are like 1.75, and when things tend to get a little more blurry, I'll wear glasses that are 2.0. And so I think with me wearing the 1.75 glasses right now, things may not be as sharp up close, but they are a little bit better in the distance. So all that being said, I took a look at GT7 yesterday just to come back to it and see if I'm still bothered by the soft edges, and see if I'm still bothered by the 120 hertz reprojection. And I did a single player race, and the car, the distance didn't look as blurry as I remember it in the past. But there is still something that I want to point out. So, and that's right here. The conditions. I can choose a morning race. It's clear. I can choose a race at noon. It's clear. Choose a race at 15:10, which would be 3:10 p.m. local time. Fine weather. You've got a 16:30 race, which would be 4:30 local time p.m. That's a cloudy race. And then you got a sunset race at 17:15, which would be 5:15 p.m. local time. If you notice through these conditions that you can select from, there is no rain. So I'll even back out, and just for the sake of making my point, show you guys that I'm about to create an online lobby. So let's go to multiplayer lobby, and I'll just pick a random track. I'm not going to actually open a room. All I want to do is just show you that I don't think you can select rain. If we can get this thing going here. Okay, create new room. We'll just put a L for Lincoln. Just race for fun. You're gonna have 16 people. Track. We'll just leave it as it is. Time limit. Here we are. Weather. Preset weather. You see here, custom weather. So that's something that I'm not understanding. Weather at start is random. Okay, so you can go through this cloudy and warm. Okay, so here's your custom weather right here. There's random. And then right here, dry, cloudless, pleasant. Dry, pleasant with a few clouds, which sounds the same way, but in a different, just worded in a different order. Dry, cloudy, and pleasant. Same shit. Dry, cloudy, sunny. As far as I'm concerned, same shit. Misty, cloudless, and sunny. Humid, cloudless, and pleasant. Humid, pleasant with a few clouds. Humid, sunny, and cloudy. Humid, sunny with lots of clouds. Misty, and sunny with lots of clouds. Sunny with alpine mist. Sunny with monsoon clouds. What the fuck? You know, sunny with a few monsoon clouds. Oh my God. Sunny with lots of monsoon clouds. Hazy, cloudless, pleasant. Hazy. Sunny with a few clouds. Hazy, cloudy, and sunny. Hazy, cloudy. What the fuck? Hazy and sunny with a few clouds. Hazy, cloudy, and sunny. Hazy, cloudy, sunny. Hazy, cloudy, sunny. 17 and 18 are identical. Cloudy and bright. Cloudy and warm. Cloudy and dark. Cloudy and chilly. Cloudy. Thick clouds. So let me see. You got 18 selections here and 6 here. So you got a total of 24 selections for the weather, and not a single one says rain. So let's come back up here to the preset weather. Same shit. What the fuck is this? Okay, so look. You go to preset weather. And you go in here to choose it. It's the same options as the custom weather. You go to custom weather. Now you come down here and you see the same choices. Just now the choices are shown vertically. Whereas you come up here to preset weather and choose, it's the same shit listed horizontally. Point I'm trying to make with this is, I've noticed that the only time that I've seen rain in this game, one of them was in the menu book where you had to complete a race in the rain. And then the other time that I've seen rain is during daily races. So the point I'm trying to make is it appears you do not have the ability to choose rain. And I believe that is a reason for it. because I could tell you from playing sim racing games on PC, the simplest things will tax the shit out of your PC. Shadows, rain, night races, all that stuff taxes the shit out of your PC. Even as powerful as my PC is, I've still had to tweak settings just to like free up resources so I can get better performance. Case in point, I can, like the shadows, I can choose the shadow distance, whether I can choose to see it far away or just up close. And if I choose just up close, when the cars are right in front of me, I'll see the shadows like maybe a contact shadow, where you see the shadow dead underneath the car. I can choose to see that from a distance or to see it up close. And if I choose to see it up close, once the car gets a certain distance, that contact shadow will disappear. And, and there's a variety of settings you can go through. What else? Can you choose like if a vegetation distance, like the environment? I can choose how much of the grass I want. How much of the grass I want to see. I can choose to turn that down to minimum. So if you pull off the side of the road, you'll only see a few blades of grass and the rest of it looks like a green carpet. Or I can turn it all the way up and I'll see a lot of grass, but it will tax your PC, which for simple settings seems like it shouldn't tax your PC a lot. But that's what I was saying about the small things that really taxes your PC. Shadows, viewing distance, environment, the vegetation, all that stuff. All that shit taxes the hell out of your PC. And I'm still having to adjust this with a 4090. So I think that's one of the reasons why I say that the PS5 is underpowered, and they did what they could with what they had. I maintain my stance that, there are those that seem to think that the PS5 has the power of a 3080. I strongly disagree with that, because visually, when, the flat screen games, it's hard to tell between PS5 and PC. You need some digital foundry type shit. Or in my case, since I don't have the equipment, I have to keep going back and forth like 20 times before I see something. Because PS5 flat screen and PC flat screen are kind of that close. But the performance is the difference, where I can select my frame rate. So all that being said, I've said it so many times that I consider the PS5 to have the graphical power equivalent of a 2070. And the less demanding games it's going to be able to run those. The PS5 is going to be able to run the less demanding VR games with no compromises. But the more demanding games, there's going to be compromises. And I've seen that. And I've seen those compromises with this game, and I've seen those compromises with PokerStars VR, because I've noticed a good number of compromises. PokerStars VR is a game that doesn't look like it would be a demanding game, but it actually is. When I was running PokerStars VR on a 2070, I could not crank the graphics all the way up. I think I had to keep the graphics at medium in order to get good performance. But with my 4090, I could crank it all the way up across the board. No compromises. With my 3080 Ti on my second PC, I can crank the graphics all the way up, but I might have to tweak maybe the aliasing. I might have to turn it down from 8 times to 4 times. in order to get good performance. Um, so that's kind of where I stand on that. Um, I think the PS5 is adequate for the less demanding games, and there's going to be some compromises for the more demanding games. I think it's it's as simple as that. And I think the more demanding games like this game in VR, I feel even with all the shortcuts they made, I feel like this is still a demanding game in VR. And they had to make so many. I think they had to take so many shortcuts with this game that I noticed. Even with all the shortcuts they still took, they still had to run this game at 120 hertz to get a smooth frame rate, because when it comes to VR, especially with racing games, 90 frames is minimum. In order to get a game to run good and smooth, you need at least 90 frames. So if they ran this game at a native 60 frames without the reprojection on the straightaways, going straight, everything will be cool. But when you hit a corner, that's when you're going to see the skittish shit from a native 60 frames. Because I've seen it all too many times on PC, and that's why the 120 hertz is needed. Now, Sony is supposed to be working to improve that, but one thing's for certain, I can tell you right now, 120 hertz reprojection is not going away. Because some of these games, they have no choice but to use it in order to get a smooth performance out of these games. So I think I'll warm up with a single player game. But yeah, the before I go into this game, so yeah, one more time, come on with it, Sony. Get this shit together with the PS5 camera so we can use that in our streams, because I would prefer to stream directly from the PS5 because it is plug and play. It is simple. It's already bad enough when I stream from PC. I have to use two PCs, and that makes my checklist very long of things that I have to make sure are checked off before I go live. Because if I forget one little thing, it could mess up the stream. I could have a situation where I forgot to switch the output, back to where it's supposed to be for a particular game or something, and then I might have a stream with no audio, that kind of shit. And then you add a PS5 into the mix where I'm running it through a capture card into a PC, and then I gotta set all the shit up so it's in sync with the capture card, and then I gotta use another PC for the streaming aspect of it. So we've got 3 devices. Whenever I stream from the PS5 and I run it through the capture card, we've got 3 devices involved in the stream. The PS5, the computer that is running the capture card through, and then the second PC for the streaming duties. So that makes my checklist even longer. So please, Sony, we need that camera, and we need that chat window back inside the PSVR 2 headset, so we can simplify the streaming. Even the speech chat, if they could at least make the speech chat where it runs off the person's name before it reads their comment. So somebody might make a comment, and they might say, "Hey, Lincoln, how you doing?" And I'll just say, "Hey, how you doing?" I don't know who it is because it's not telling me who it is. And so my response is usually, "Hey, what's up?" Whereas if I'm streaming from PC, the speech chat will run off the names of the person. It'll Holden Dan Sock said, "Hey, Lincoln." I'm like, "Hey, Holden Dan Socks." So If they can't at least give us the chat window back inside this headset, at least, tweak that speech chat so it at least runs off the name of the people. Because if they at least do that, then, I don't necessarily feel that I would need to have a camera when I'm streaming. But it does help. And today's just one of those days where I just don't feel like going through the checklist. So that's why you don't see a camera, because I don't feel like connecting this PS5 to the PC through a capture card, setting up all the shit and going through the checklist. So we'll do a single race, and then I think we'll go look for something online, or rather jump into a daily race. Oh my God! Come on. All right. I just realized something else that I got to do. Something else that I've got to do. Um, because I realized that I might have made myself a target for the dirty drivers. Okay, so if you see here, my name on here is Lincoln Clay YT. And naturally, the YT is for YouTube. I just now realized a couple of weeks ago that YT might make me a target for dirty drivers who may be looking to end up on the highlight reel. There, there's a driver on GT7 by the name of Kimi Vallicini. He is regarded as the dirtiest driver on GT7. He's had encounters with a lot of big YouTubers. I think Rory Alexander had a run-in with him. I think, let me see. I think Kareth had a run-in with him. I think Rory Alexander had a few run-ins with him. I think Nafont, I can't really say his name. He's got about 22,000 subs. He had a run-in with this guy before. I'm not sure if Key had a run-in with him. But in any case, I typed in this guy's name on YouTube. And the list of videos where this guy is mentioned is a mile long. And just about everybody that mentioned him had a run-in with him. But I noticed a few of those guys had YT next to their name, indicating that they are a streamer on YouTube. So I think Kimi Vallicini might have been targeting those guys because they are streamers to wind up on the highlight reel. Now, there are some people who believe that Kimi Vallicini is a Polyphony Digital plant, that he might have been sent there by Polyphony Digital to cause havoc, to get all eyes, to get a lot more eyes on this game, because the what's the word I'm looking for? The concurrent viewers on Twitch isn't good. At any given moment, I might go to Twitch, type in GT7, and there might only be like 300 viewers throughout how many streams there might be. And then I go inside, and see how many active streams there are. And you see people streaming this got two viewers, like whatever the case. And, and I'm no different. I don't get a lot of views. I know that, especially concurrent viewers. I don't even really pay attention to that stuff anymore. I do a stream, and then after I'm done with it, it's in my rearview mirror. I don't come back to it, and especially GT7, I definitely don't come back to those streams. My ACC streams, I might come back and look at those streams from a standpoint of looking at how I was driving to see where I might have made some mistakes. But since this game is all about survival, trying to avoid people knocking you off the track, there's nothing that I can learn from this game. So once I'm done with a stream, it's in my rearview mirror. So that being said, let me see if it'll let me change my name. Another thing I do not like about PSVR 2, especially this game, is that the recentering button for the VR, you cannot hit the button to recenter the VR without triggering the pause menu. And if you do that in the middle of a race, it can cause you to run into a wall. So some of you guys may have noticed in the past that right before a race starts, when they count down 3, 2, 1, you might see me look down at my lap, and then when the race actually starts, I look up. That is me centering the VR to make sure it's in the perfect position before the race starts. Because once the race starts, if I try to go back and correct it, and it pulls up the pause screen, my race is essentially over. In the options menu, demo network and opening movie. Let's see here, storage available. In-game notifications. Here we go. Profile. Oh, damn. You only get 3 chances to change your name. So I am going to take the YT off of my name, so I'm no longer a target. Yep, 1 change allowed. So we're just going to stick with that. So if I take the name YT off of my name, hopefully that will take a, if I had a bullseye on my back, that should take the bullseye off my back. Entry period over, missed it. But I can still go qualify. So let's see here. For settings, racing softs. So, Typer 87, that would be my friend Carlos Hernandez. He has a 148 flat as far as I'm concerned. Let's see if I can beat that. Oh, something that I forgot to do is turn on my bass shakers. So actually, give me a second, folks. I'm going to turn on my bass shakers.
Yo.
Alakazam, how's it going? I just checked my phone and saw your comment as I was making adjustments. Um, actually, I have actually got to run to the bathroom, so I'm embarrassed to say. Let me take care of that, and I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and I need to adjust the headset. All right.
Are you getting Quest 3?
I don't know if there's even a point in me getting a Quest 3 because I have fallen in love with the Quest Pro that I just picked up. The only advantage the Quest 3 would give me, in my opinion, is the XR3 chip that is supposed to come with, which is supposed to give you more performance than the Quest 2. Now, they tell you, I think they are telling people that you are going to get like, I can't remember how much, I can't remember how much performance they say you're going to get from Quest 3. But here's something to point out. I think they said you're going to get 37% more clarity with the pancake lenses. Okay, I can give them that. But I can tell you this right now, in my opinion. I do not think the colors are going to be more vibrant than the Quest Pro because it's going to have one LCD panel, whereas the Quest Pro has two LCD panels along with the pancake lenses. The Quest Pro has 12 gigs of RAM. That is a lot for a VR headset, whereas the Quest 2 has 6 gigs of RAM. The Quest Pro has a Snapdragon XR2 Plus processor chip in it, whereas the Quest has an XR2, and supposedly the Quest Pro has 50% more processing power than the Quest 2. So what I'm trying to say is that I think the increase in performance that you might get from the Quest 3 over the Quest Pro might be incremental or even minimal. I don't think, because there's a reason why the Quest Pro is still $1,000 even with the price reduction, and the Quest 3 is coming out at $500. Do you really think that they would make the Quest 3 better than the Quest Pro at half the money? That would be insane. I mean, one thing they already stripped out is it won't have eye and face tracking like the Quest Pro does. It's only going to have one LCD panel, as I said, whereas the Quest Pro has two. The amount of RAM that the Quest 3 is going to have, I don't know how much RAM it's going to have, but I don't think it's going to have the 12 gigs of RAM that the Quest Pro has. And the Quest Pro could do a lot of shit that I didn't know it could do, or a lot of shit that I never paid attention to. Like I already knew that you could open multiple windows at once, but one thing I did not know that you could do with the Quest Pro is you can play a game and still open up an app and play music in the background while you're playing a game. My son is taking a liking to the Quest Pro because he loves using the face tracking on VR chat. He doesn't like the Quest Pro enough that he wants to buy one, but he likes it enough that when he sees me on the weekend, that's the headset that he wants to play. Because in addition to the face tracking, as a PC VR headset, the clarity, the sharpness of the Quest Pro is right on par with my HP Reverb G2. The difference is the Quest Pro colors have so much pop. The colors are so vibrant. And then the pancake lenses are game changing because there's no sweet spot. Once you get the headset on correctly, you got edge to edge clarity. You can look up to the top of the lenses, down to the top of the lenses, from left to right. It's still clear no matter where you look. Whereas even with this headset, even with the gaze tracking foveated rendering that this headset has, the PSVR 2, if you look outside the sweet spot, things can still get fuzzy or even blurry. So this headset has, in my opinion, a somewhat of a small sweet spot. So does my Reverb G2. And that's the big difference right there. Like with my Reverb G2, if you look outside that sweet spot, it's blurry. But because I was running my G2 on my computer with the 4090 in it, you could look outside of the sweet spot and it would still be somewhat clear. It wouldn't be crystal clear like it is within the sweet spot. But with the Quest Pro and those pancake lenses, it's almost like there is no sweet spot. The entire lens is clear. So, I mean, once you get the headset on, like you do have to move the headset around until you see the clearest picture. But once you get it in the right spot, the entire lens is clear. So, I probably said way more than I needed to, but I really don't see a reason to get the Quest 3. I really don't, especially at launch. Now, once the headset launches and I get more information about the headset, because I think, when the Quest 3 launches, I'm probably going to have to do my own research because YouTube has turned into a situation where some of these content creators will say whatever it takes to get clicks and views, so it generates YouTube revenue for them. If they have a partnership with someone, a lot of them are not going to tell you the truth. If they have a partnership with a brand, they're going to tell you all the good stuff about said product, but they're probably not going to tell you about the drawbacks, the caveats, or the negatives. There's only a handful of people that do that. So I'll probably even though I don't see myself getting a Quest 3, even still when it comes out, I think the best people to trust are the people talking in the forums, like on Reddit, or people who bought the product with their own money, because there's nothing holding them back, to tell the truth. So that's not a knock, because there are people who do receive hardware from companies, from entities, who will still tell the truth, but it's only a handful of them. So yeah, I've said more
Stay
than
with the Pro, in my opinion. Two screens are better than one.
Oh, absolutely. And so, in case anybody's keeping count, I have 6 headsets. And that's just the ones that I have, not counting the ones that I bought for my son or the ones that I gave away.
Too many rabbit holes, smiling face with sunglasses.
You got that right. I messed that lap up. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Get hit with a half-a-second penalty. $146.1. Oh, shit. I hit something. All right. Let's go enter. Because by now the entry period is probably open. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like they might have tacked on that penalty. So that 146 probably doesn't look like it's going to stand for qualifying. So, nope, that 146 didn't stand. So, let me officially sign up for this race. What's it mean entry period over? Let me back all the way out. There we go. Oh, excuse me. $147.4. That was not good.
Hey y'all.
What's up? This will probably be my last lap because race starts in 2 minutes. We might as well forget it. Just got hit with a penalty. So that 145.9 is going to have to stand. It could be a personal best. All right, let's get ready. It's showtime. So, I qualified. Where did I qualify? Holy shit, not even close. At 145.9. Wow, puts me in the bottom half of the starting grid. And I think I might be the only one here driving the NSX. This is a 10-lap race, and I think I have to make at least one stop. Yeah, I qualified 14th. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm going to have my work cut out for me. I got bumped, but I still hung on. Really? So here we go with the bullshit again. Oops. Didn't mean to take him out. Really? That's what I should have did. I should have went in and went for the undercut. Oh my God, a 3-second penalty. That's gonna be a backbreaker. What the fuck is up with this dumbass penalty system? That fucking penalty was a backbreaker. The hell happened to him? This dude is on my ass again. I don't think that was wise of him to try to overtake me at that bus stop, but I let him go. Yeah. I think I'll do one more race, and I think I'll use the Ford GT this time, because I think I need a car with a little bit longer legs. Save replay. All right. All right. Let's see what we can do with this car. I haven't used it in a long time. The car is very understeery. All right, let's go. Let's see what we got. shit! I think I was about to take that bus stop perfect. So, my 145.9 that I did with the NSX qualifies me for 12th. 6 times the tire wear. So the question is do I go for the undercut or not? This group of cars is actually a little bit slower than the previous race, because 143 and change was the fastest lap, whereas this one, 144.4, is the fastest lap. I mean, I'm still a whole second and a half off of first place, but I don't know. Maybe if I can undercut them. But God damn it! And this is why I took a break from this game. Damn, I just cooked the tires. The tires is just about gone. Yeah, the car ain't even stable anymore. What the fuck? I'm done. I made it a point to watch it that I was not crossing the pit line. I'm done. This penalty system is just too fucked up. And the fucked up part about it is when you come out of the pits, the AI takes over for you, and then once you reach a certain point, it relinquishes control of the car to you. And when it finally gave me back control of the car, it did it at a bad spot. But I made it a point to try to watch where I was at to stay inside the pit lines, and it still hit me with a fucking penalty. I'm done. There's really no point in even finishing this race. But if I don't, it'll probably knock me down to a C driver. But I'm in last place, so at that point, what difference does it make? I'm not gonna catch these guys. Between the asshole that knocked me off the track and the fucked up penalty system, the shit that I've been crying about for the longest, the reason why I took a break from this fucking game. I'm going to finish this race just so I can stop and look at the replay. Other than that, there's no reason to even go on with this race. That's 2 races in a row I got hit with that stupid penalty. Dead last. Oh my